In the Marvel Rivals ranked system, innocent players lose elo to disconnectors and rage quitters. These are their stories. Nothing strikes more fear in the heart of a Marvel Rivals sweat than seeing a disconnect notification in the chat box. It can be so frustrating to join a match just for it to get canceled before you can get into your flow.
Oh my god, another DC.
Oh my god.
What is up with this today?
Also, if you want to see me play live, I'm live twice a week on Twitch at lady_radio. Okay, bye, thank you. Back to the video.
A mid-match disconnect or a DC used to make me spiral. It puts the entire team in limbo. Do we fight on? Will the DCer return? Or is it a throw and maybe the team should surrender? Recently, in my ranked games, I've had a host of disconnects. It feels like it's endemic to ranked matches. DCs happen on accident, but people will also DC a match that isn't going their way. Something like a DC is enough to spin your entire team out, and it can be irredeemable even if the DC player returns to the match. My match
is finely tuned like a microchip.
Disconnect
Is like a grain of sand. It could literally shut down the entire system.
So what causes a DC, and what should you do if it happens to your team? You have to protect your mental.
You don't have to feel anything about this. It doesn't matter, actually, it turns out. As luck would have it, it actually couldn't matter less.
Keep your team from spiraling and buy time for a potential return. Not to mention that at some point you might have to consider surrendering. Listen, there's not much you can do if a crash or a network outage causes a DC, but players that DC because of a crash are more likely to return. At least they didn't lose their mental.
And also the penalty for being disconnected should be way higher, because if it's a genuine crash or a disconnect, you can get back into the game easily.
Jeez, I'm going to the gulag. James!
Of course, not every disconnect is innocent or accidental. My personal conspiracy theory is that some players intentionally DC if they lose the first fight. They figure the match is going to be a roll, and they lose about as much RR for DCing as they would if they spent time and effort in the match just to lose.
Oh my god, this is my second DC in like 4 matches. I think people are disconnecting when they realize that they're not doing well. This is so frustrating. It's literally matches that I could win and people DC.
This line of thought is totally flawed. I've played dozens of games where the first fight is utterly demoralizing just for the match to come out in my favor. Seriously, I think we've all had a match that left us feeling exactly like this.
That's the worst feeling victory of all time.
But you don't have the time to explain that during the match, so you just have to keep positive. Have fun in the spawn room, compliment good plays, and try to get into that team mentality out of the gate. If you can't stop a toxic lobby alone and a teammate crashes out and disconnects, play on for a bit. It takes time to tell if they DC'd on accident or if they really lost their mental and alt F forward. Sometimes you can catch a vibe in the chat about the nature of the DC. I played a match where our Spidey randomly disconnected.
A disconnection? You are surely fucking joking me.
Or so I thought. It turns out that the enemy team was so competent at anti-dive that the Spidey probably crashed out and DC'd. My team only found out about this when we messaged the match chat to tell them about the DC.
Are we gonna play this or should we just surrender? I don't think they were happy with me. LOL, they made him rage quit. I don't think they are happy in general. That's what the chat says.
The jury's out on if you lose less RR for surrendering than you would if you played on just to lose the match. And with Season 2's weighted point system, it's even harder to tell. But surrendering is more about saving the time, energy, and mental for the next match, and hoping that that one isn't a lost cause. Plus, once a teammate initiates a surrender, they're telling you that they've already checked out of the match. They're done trying. Can you really carry a 4v6 match? Probably not. And declining the surrender will just tank your team's mental even more.
I'm confused about why we're not surrendering. I mean, it's just, it's out of our control, but.
It was clear that our Spidey wasn't returning, so we ended up surrendering. Galacta's right, you can't expect to win them all, but you should be able to expect reliable teammates, especially in competitive play. There's a larger user base issue at hand with these rage quits. Why are lobbies so toxic so quickly? Why does losing one fight destroy our faith in winning a match? At the end of the day, you need to keep yourself from getting tilted when games don't go your way.
Who do they think they are? I've given the best years of my life to this place and they think they can just fire me like that? Like trash? I don't think so.
Finally, inner peace.
You'll get new teammates next time, but you're stuck with your own mental forever. The number one thing to remember is that it's just a game. So to all my rage quitters out there,
Stop it. Get some help.
or, go back to Overwatch or some other game that I don't play. I'll be in the Rivals comp lobby, sticking it out until the cause is totally lost. Thanks so much for watching this rant of a video. If you enjoyed it, I'm on Twitch 2 times a week at lady_radio. Have a great day, be excellent to each other, and we will see you in the next video.